Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How is everybody this week? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. So then, we are going to be doing a very special live play of an upcoming release game, which is going to be War Story Occupied France from Osprey Games. This is an advanced copy of the game that is going to be released on, I believe it is the 10th of October in the UK, the 8th of October in the US. So thank you very much to Osprey Games for providing an advanced copy this evening to be able to share with you. This is a cooperative narrative board game. Much as in the style of those choose-your-own adventure games, where we will be making the decisions for a team of operatives as they resist the incursions of the German troops in mainland France. But we are going to be playing a special Mission 0 this evening. So the great thing about that is I don't have to put up the spoiler card, because this is an introductory scenario that shows off the rules, gives you a little bit of the idea of how the narrative plays out, but will not ruin anything within the box itself. So you can sit back and enjoy and hopefully participate in the chat as we go through the game. All right, let's jump on in and go to the table. All right, so here we go. War Story Occupied France by Dave Neale and David Thompson. And these two names might ring a bell for players of, well, certainly Undaunted, for which David Thompson was designer, and Dave Neale worked on Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I've played both of these games. They are very, very different, but I can't wait to experience this union of these two awesome designers. So as I say, this is the complete game of War Story Occupied France contains 3 full replayable scenarios with a thrilling, branching narrative. The Jersey Spy, which is what we're going to be playing this evening, provides a short, spoiler-free session to showcase mechanics, themes, and narrative. So I guess we can jump on in. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. You're just in time as we pick our operatives. Let me, because I can share a little bit of what is in the core game, because that will give us a little bit of an introduction. So, and of course, this is the great thing about these games from Osprey, is that they do a considerable amount of research regarding the sort of the history that these games are set within. So this is dealing with Special Operations Executive, the SOE. It was created in 1940 to conduct covert operations and sabotage behind enemy lines. It recruited and trained agents from various backgrounds to gather intelligence, support resistance movements, and disrupt enemy operations in occupied territories. In War Story Occupied France, you command a team of SOE agents tasked with intelligence gathering, sabotage, espionage, and possibly even assassination. The mission books will lead you through the game's story, driving the action and providing your agents with a series of challenges to overcome. You will have to work together to plan out your agent's strategy and respond to the choices given. Over the course of 3 interlinked missions, you will explore different locations, gather information from locals, sneak past enemy forces, and engage in tense tactical skirmishes. Once you're finished, you can replay the missions and take different paths to discover a whole new ending to the story. And we have a little bit more detail about the French resistance and the SOE. But we'll come back to this later on. and we will explore the contents of the game once we finish this Mission 0. So then, let's go through the briefing. Special Operations Executive Mission Briefing, 24th of August 1943. Abort current mission. New mission details. Location, Jersey, Channel Islands. The mission. A German spy with codename Halo has fled England with documents containing highly sensitive information. Our intelligence suggests he is heading to Jersey, where he will deliver them into German hands. He is expected to arrive sometime in the afternoon of the 24th of August. You must identify his landing point and recover the documents by any means necessary. A sailboat will collect you off Plymouth Beach in Jersey once mission is complete. Clermont Beach it was, not Plymouth. Clermont. So, objective: recover the stolen documents from the spy Halo. Alright, so we have had our mission briefing. Are you going to be joining me tonight, Roger? Are you going to make some decisions on behalf of our operatives? Put that to one side. We want to put out our selection. So typically within the game you have some very nice mission books. Because this is a special mission that we're playing that won't ruin the main game, it's a printed document. But it gives you an idea of the layout. So let's just take a look here. We do have a bit of a mission introduction. Alright, here we go. August 1943. The war against Nazi Germany is approaching its 4th year with no end in sight. You are a team of trainee operatives for the Special Operations Executive, a unit of British spies operating internationally. At the end of your training, you're posted for 2 weeks to German-occupied Jersey in the Channel Islands to gather basic information on German defences. The task is not particularly challenging or interesting, but it is intended to give you a sense of the reality of being a spy in enemy territory, to prepare you for the more serious missions to come. But then, after 10 days on the island, something unexpected happens. A new mission briefing arrives. Okay, so we should have read that afterwards. So open and read the mission briefing postmarked 24th of August 1943. We've already done that. We have to select 4 agents for the mission from our agent pool of 5 agents. And then give each agent a well-rod pistol from the equipment deck. Also draw equipment card E2, which is a sniper rifle. So let's do that. Let's try and do it in order. Okay, so we need to pick 4 out of our 5 available agents. And ultimately, our mission is to basically find this German spy and to get hold of the sensitive information before they give it to Germany. So what do we have? We have a number of agents here. We have Monique, Antoine, Bernadette. I think that's Yannick. Jolie. Let's go with that. Taking a look at their attributes, we have a separate firearms skill up at the top, and then we have a list of skills being awareness, influence, stealth, and technical. And they have scores 1 through to 3, 3 being the highest. So having a quick scan, Antoine is the most competent at firearms. Monique for influence, for persuading people. Bernadette for stealth. Jolie for awareness. And Yannick for technical. So we need to put together a team. What do you think? Roga, are you joining in? What do you think as far as we can only have 4? Which of these 5 attributes are we willing to sacrifice? Because I think that's what's going to help us determine who is going to comprise the team. I'm imagining that if we are trying to stay undercover, stealth is going to be pretty important. And maybe if we're needing to persuade people, also influence. You're saying the bottom left one. So Jolie having awareness of 3 being her major skill. She's got an influence of 2, her stealth is 1, and her technical is 1. So she's good at awareness and influence primarily. Bernadette is the weakest at firearms. Everybody else is the same. Monique is good with influence and stealth. Bernadette is good at awareness and stealth. And technical, in fact, her influence is the only one that is lacking. Because she has, if we consider 2 and above being good, she is actually really good. I think we should definitely have Bernadette, just by the nature of her skills being the best. But there we go, I see. Her firearms are not great. What do you think about Antoine, having somebody who is a really good for weapons? I think that's probably going to be essential, isn't it? See, it's a careful balancing act. We want to have a little bit of everything, and anybody that has a deficiency, we want to bolster up with other members in the team, so we get a good spread. But we do kind of need some experts. So there's a little bit of a, I guess, a role play aspect to this, isn't there? A little bit of roleplay, a lot of strategy. I'm thinking that we may need him for the getaway, yeah. I think we'll take Antoine for the fact of having the good firearm skill. So we need to think of what are... So we've got somebody who's good at stealth, somebody who's good at firearms. What other skills? Let's just go with picking the characters who have the highest of a particular skill. So awareness, influence, and technical. Which do you think is the next most important? Given that we are trying to find a spy on Jersey. Technical might be to disarm or to rig something. use equipment, use communications maybe. Awareness, of course, is being aware of what's around you, being able to spot threats. Influence, of course, is persuasion, maybe to be able to con a guard. You're thinking technical? Okay, let's go with technical then. Technical is Yannick. So we just need one final. Influence may be good to get into the door. Yep, I would agree. There we go. We have our team. I'm going to place that card just over there. I'm going to move this slightly over here just to give us a little bit of room. In fact, yeah, let's just put those here. And what we have on this little mat, these are a few bonuses. So as we go through the actual game, there is a symbol that allows us to use these tokens to boost. These are boost tokens, and we have a skill token. And then we have a firearms token. And basically these tokens just add 1 point to that character's skill in that particular moment. So we can boost up some of the skills that are a little bit lacking depending on what's occurring at the time. It would be interesting to play this again with a different team to see how it goes. Let's see how you do tonight, because I can tell you that on the game that I played, it was a different team. Alright, but let's see how you do. Okay, so we have picked our team. We now need to pick weapons. So each of them have a silenced pistol. And we do have someone with a sniper rifle. And I would imagine that we should give the sniper rifle to our weapons expert, yeah? So we have a Lee Enfield number 4. Sniper rifle. Let's give that to Antoine. Alright. Now, here we go. Before we get started, something that I found in the package that was sent to me. This special Mission 0 came in a special sealed envelope with the top secret documentation. But I was rummaging through and I found this little scrap of paper, and I was about to throw it out. But I unwound it and found some interesting markings on it. And I don't know if you can clearly see those. I'm going to just hold it like this, and maybe those ingenious members in the chat will try and decode what this message might be. But I thought that was a nice little touch added to this pack. Alright, so today is the 24th of August and Halo is due to arrive sometime this afternoon. You need to find out where he will land on Jersey and get there as soon as possible to orchestrate a strike. You consider your options, and 3 possible sources of information come to hand. So we have to draw cards 1, 2, and 3, and then pick an action from the available action cards. Okay, I'm probably going to have to put these up slightly higher. Give ourselves a little bit of extra room. Okay, cards 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's see what we have. We have the ice house, the estate, and the hut at Lahok. So there is a little bit of information on each of these. Let me read them out. The ice house. This house in St. Helier is home to the SOE agent Sophia Sartine, codenamed Icebreaker. Her objective is to gather information on the German elite in Jersey, so she may know something about Halo. However, because she socializes with high-ranking Germans, she is supposed to remain out of contact with the SOE, except by rare radio transmissions to minimize suspicion. Visiting her could be risky for both her and your team. We have the estate. This small group of buildings on the outskirts of St. Helier is base for the Jersey Communist Party. They carry out regular operations against the Germans and have a spy network on the island. However, getting them to trust you and provide information may not be easy, as their relations with British intelligence are turbulent. They could even prove hostile. And finally, the hut at Lahok. This is rumoured that this is an isolated hut, is the hideout of Welder, a German deserter. You've been told he wanted to contact British intelligence and went into hiding a month ago, but learning anything more specific about him is difficult. Nevertheless, he may have useful information in the hunt for Halo. So then, first decision. Which of these locations do you want to visit? I'm just going to make a note. So while you're deciding that, let me just show you, because this is included as a book within the main game. Essentially, you have a team sheet. Depending on what mission you are doing, you will be told a certain number of firearms and skill tokens you get to add. You mark down the various agents that are in play. And that mission might have a timeline. Depending at what time things are happening, you might have to circle things in. The game pretty much tells you everything you need to do on this. I'm just going to put on in the recognition, the colours of our different agents, so we know who survived and who didn't. So we got green, we got blue, we got red, and we got yellow. So we put those in. You want to go to the estate. Okay then. Again, through the full game, there are various mission books, and I'll just give you a quick idea. It's that kind of choose your own adventure style. You have lots of numbered sections. You basically go to the section, you read out that section, there may be decisions, further decisions to make, and through the game you go. I'll be managing all of that. You just need to make the decisions in the chat. So we need to go to the estate, which is 185. I'm going to put that to one side there. And find 185. Okay. British intelligence informed the communists that you were present on the island, but they clearly weren't expecting a visit. There is suspicion in the eyes of their leader, George Lemur, as he looks at you over a blood-splattered machine gun, its barrel pointed disconcertingly in your direction. Nothing to fear, Lemur says with a devilish grin. It's broken, or at least I think it is. He gives the gun a shake and something rattles. Instinctively, you edge sideways, and Lemur laughs. We'll fix it, eventually. Now, tell me what you want. You decide it is best to be direct. There is a German spy on his way to Jersey, and he arrives this afternoon. We need to intercept him when he lands. The British let him slip with something juicy, did they? Something like that. Lemur sighs and looks around the small workshop. British intelligence have let us down in the past, he says. We have some information that could be of use, but I am not prepared to offer it freely. So tell me, do you know anything about making bombs? So, you have a choice. If you think your team has enough technical skill and you want to say yes, turn to one page. If not, say no. Turn to another. So, what are we going to do? Do we have enough technical skill to make a bomb? Well, let's just do a quick count here. Monique has 1, Antoine has 1, Bernadette has 2, and Yannick has 3. So, yes, I think we... are you confident? Do you want to help the Jersey Communist Party make a bomb? Is that a yes? I think it is, isn't it? All right, we go to that number there. I'm going to just be doing lots of page turning tonight. Okay. Excellent, Lemur replies. Come this way. He shows you into another part of the workshop where an engineer is hunched over a table covered in tools, bags of gunpowder, machine parts and pieces of metal. This is Thomas. He has run into some problems while making an explosive device. Help him out and I will help you. Lemur leaves and Thomas begins to explain how far he has got. Ah, but what we are missing, an important piece, he says. Wait here. He walks out, and as he does so, you notice that on a shelf behind some tins is a concussion grenade. That could prove useful if you're prepared to grab it and take the risk of being caught. So then, do we want to try and steal the grenade? And we will need to select an agent to do so. How lucky are you feeling? How skillful do you think your agent might be, Roger? I think it would be stealth. Yes, I'd say it would be stealth. And we have Monique with a stealth of 2, but we do have Bernadette with a stealth of 3. Are you going to chance it? Let's get that grenade, he says. So we need to put a little cube. Again, the instructions tell you. So it's just identifying which agent is trying to sneak this grenade. Okay. Turn the pages. So we now need to check the stealth, and our stealth is 3. And that, I think, is as good as we can get, isn't it? Let me just double check. Now, here we go. You've got the choice. We could use one of our skill tokens to boost her skill, because basically there are 3 bandings here. a skill level of 1 to 2, a skill of 3, or 4 plus. Do you want to use one of your tokens to put her stealth up to 4? Oh, you're asking already, can you add a skill token? I believe you can. So we could put that up to 4. And that is the highest level on this particular check. You happy to do so? Yes, let's use one to increase. Okay. So we're at level 4. You grab the grenade quickly and conceal it in your coat. Then you carefully place the tins back as you found them. So we regroup, we remove the token, and we take E5. Here it is. You have acquired a number 69 grenade. Discard this card for +2 firearms on any short-range firearms check, but does not ask for your lowest or highest firearms. Fire in the hole. So, there you go. Okay, Thomas comes back in with some wires. Now we can get to work, he says. So now we have to check our total technical ability. So let's just see what's our technical. We got a 3, we got 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this is a leveled test. 4 to 5, 6 to 7, or 8 plus. Do you want to keep with the 7 or use a skill token to boost it up to 8? We need to remove that one. That has been used. Remember, it's crucial that we get this information. Keep 7. Okay. 1 for 5. As you finish working, Lemur comes back into the room. He looks over the device on the table and frowns. You are happy with it? He asks Thomas. Thomas shrugs. I think it will probably do the job, but it isn't what I hoped for. Lemur turns to you. Do they teach you nothing in London? It's a bomb, you protest, and we made a deal. He thinks a moment, then says, True enough, and I do not want to sour our relationships with British intelligence any further. So despite my disappointment, I will offer you something. You say an important spy is arriving this afternoon. If that is the case, he will certainly be met by General Nelken, and Nelken visits Tunnel HO2 for inspection every Tuesday in the early afternoon. My suggestion is you head to the tunnel, wait for him, and then follow him to the meeting. Now I bid you good day. So, it tells us to advance the time. So we're starting at 10 a.m. We are now at 11 a.m. We discard card 2 and draw card 6. Let's see what 6 is. It is Tunnel HO2. This is one, oh gosh. One of the whole Oh, I can't say it. It's a German word and I can't say it. Holgangsanlag? Holgangsanlag? Tunnels. Let's go with that. Constructed by the Germans to protect equipment and troops from British bomber planes. General Nelken is due to visit Tunnel HO2 this afternoon. From there, you could follow him to the meeting with Halo. Okay, So, we now have to pick a new action. What do you want to do? We potentially now know the location that we need to be at. We have a grenade. You're going to go straight to the tunnel. All right. So we're going to survey the tunnel, which is that number there. Okay. You take up a safe position behind some rocks at the edge of a wood with a good view at the main tunnel entrance. Nevertheless, getting this close to the enemy always comes with some risk of leaving a trail. So we have to add a tracking point. Just made a mark on the mission sheet. There is considerable activity around the tunnel with several workers and soldiers present. It now asks what is the current time, the most recently circled time on your team sheet. So we've just circled 11 AM and it is asking, we have various boundaries here, 12 PM or earlier, 1 PM, 2 PM or later. So we are at 11, we're going to go 12 PM or earlier. Okay. You notice a small storage unit nearer to your position, where the door has been left ajar. Inside, you can see miscellaneous items on a bench waiting to be sorted. Perhaps the possessions of a deceased soldier. One of you could sneak up and see if there's anything useful. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to have an agent sneak up? Or do you want to continue waiting? We already know Bernadette is our sneaky agent with a value of 3. Sneak up, he says, of course. Are we using Bernadette for this? Just to be sure. The next best is Monique. With a value of 2. Yes, Bernadette. Okay. A little blue cube. So we know that she is doing this task. Okay. Move page. You sneak up slowly and carefully. The objects in the tray mostly seem useless, but one thing stands out. A sniper rifle. From what you can tell, it's functional, and it could be useful to have 2 of them. You pick it up and return to your team, hoping that you covered your tracks well. So we regroup. Nicely done. Add a tracking point equal to -5 of the stealth of the blue agent. Add tracking points equal to 5. Oh, hang on, equal to 5 minus the stealth of the blue agent. So that's good. So it's her stealth is 3, so 2 tracking points get added. Advance the time to 1 PM. Wow. That's quite a time jump. Draw card E3. So Bernadette has acquired another sniper rifle. And I guess we have to make a choice then. Whom are we going to give this rifle to? we have Monique, who's got a firearm of 2. Yannick, who's got a firearm of 2. Monique is good with influence. Yannick is good with technical. I'm assuming that anybody who's got a sniper rifle is kind of going to be in a sort of overwatch position, yeah? Providing, covering fire. But the decision is yours. Who do you want to equip? The tech guy. Okay. So that's going to go with Yannick. Done. Alright, so you got 2 of the team who've got sniper rifles. Let's just bring those there so you can see. You're actually not doing too badly here. You got rifles, you got grenades. Okay. 139. Moving on with the story. It is a calm, still day, and you hear some of the idle chatter from the soldiers and workers at the tunnel. Then come the words, "General Nelkin is arriving," which are followed by a buzz of activity. A Mercedes 770 pulls up, escorted by 3 motorcycles. The driver emerges, opens the back door, and the thin-haunched form of Nelkin clambers out. He surveys the area and adjusts his uniform, then says something to the driver. So we have to check highest awareness. Who's got the highest awareness? We've got 2. Okay, our awareness is not high. This was the character that we didn't take for this mission. The groupings here is 1 to 3 or 4 plus. So, do you want to use any skill tokens? Is it vital that you get to hear what Nelkin had to say? You would need to use 2 tokens, and you have 3 available. How important is what the general said to you? Use 2 tokens. Okay. Bernadette is doing all the work in this mission. 166. Okay. You managed to pick up the words, "Our next stop is the farm at Rosal Bay. That must be the rendezvous point with Halo." We advance our time. Now you know the meeting point, and you could head straight there. Alternately, you can try to sabotage the exhaust on Nelkin's car so he arrives later and you have more time to prepare. So, do you want to try and sabotage the car or just head straight to Rosal Bay? It's an interesting decision. Having a little bit more time might give you the advantage. You're saying it's risky, I think just head straight there. All right. So 254. Here we go. The farmhouse at Rosal Bay is bathed in hazy sunlight. It appears idyllic, tranquil. It is hard to believe it may soon be the scene of a gunfight. Scouting from a distance, you see there are soldiers guarding the front and rear entrances. A fishing boat is making its way out to sea, apparently having recently left the farmhouse dock. It must be the vessel that Halo arrived on. The spy is inside the house. Thankfully, General Nelkin and his entourage are not yet here. You need to get into the house and recover the documents before he arrives. So this is the start of an encounter. We discard all the action cards. Draw cards 8 and 9. And place them side by side to create the encounter map. So, something like so. Oh, we need to have a little bit of height. I'll just have to obscure those slightly. That'll do. Alright. Okay. Place 3 red cubes on the driveway. And 2 on the yard to represent guards. If you have 4+ tracking points, the Germans have bolstered defences in response to reports of suspicious activity. We add an additional cube, but we're okay. We only have 3 tracking points, so we've actually done pretty good. Place a black cube representing Halo on the house. You will now assign your agents to positions on the encounter map. So I just want to make sure that you can see clearly enough. Location A, which is a long range location. We got location B, which is short range. Location C, which is movement into the actual house. And then location D, which again is a long range position. And just so you point out some of the game mechanics, you can see the little inverted triangle here, which is the same as on the sniper rifles. So it indicates what their sniper positions. You can see the inverted triangle with the dot, the short range guns. So that's the B just there. Okay. So, position A, this is a long-range sniper position and can only be occupied by an agent with a long-range weapon. An agent positioned here can provide covering fire for agents at position C as they move towards the house. Position B is a short-range position that can provide covering fire for position C as they move towards the house. Position C, this is the main assault position, and you must assign at least 2 agents here. These agents will attempt to recover the documents, and they will be able to choose whether they take a stealthy approach or make a direct assault. And position D, this is a long-range sniper position and can only be occupied by an agent with a long-range weapon. During the assault, they can fire on the guards in the driveway to try to prevent them from joining the battle. So, let's start then. Which agents? You must have 2 agents on location C. Which 2 agents are they going to be? Bernadette to C. Bernadette's got the sneak, hasn't she? So she can go there. So you need one other agent. Both the ladies, yeah. I think actually this works out quite nicely. I'm going to... What are you going to do for... So you can have a long range in both A and D. So is it both of the guys? Since they both have access to those sniper rifles. Tech guy to A, gun guy to D. Okay. That's D. A. Right. I think you're set up and ready, yes? So, agents have been assigned to positions. Go to the next page. Okay. You have the most important task. Get into the house and recover the documents. Now you must decide how you're going to go about it. By stealth or force. A stealthy approach will be very difficult given it's a bright day and there is little cover, but could avoid a bloody gunfight. So what are you going to do? Are you going to launch an assault on the house or attempt to sneak in? And I should remove those because those were previously used. You're going to use stealth. Okay, well, at this moment in time, we just have to make a decision. So it's a stealth assault. So, moving pages. You use what little concealment there is available to sneak towards the house. So we need to check the lowest stealth at position C. So Bernadette is a 3, but Monique is a 2. Do you want to use that final token to boost her up to a 3? Meaning that that is then the lowest value. And the highest outcome here is a 3. So that is the best result you can get. But that does mean you will not have any other skill tokens to use. Use the token, make them both a 3. Okay. Done. So, 208. There's some good decisions to be made here. Very carefully, you move up against the wall of the house and slide along until the guards are just several feet away. You have 2 options. Stay where you are and fire on the guards with your silenced well-rod pistols, or run up and dispatch them with knives. In either case, if you don't kill them all quickly, they will certainly sound the alarms. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to shoot the guards with your pistols? Or do you want to use knives? Now, just to point out, it's the guards in the yard. There's 2 of them, and there's 2 of you. Monique has a firearm skill of 2, whereas Bernadette is a 1. But you do have 2 firearm tokens. Alternatively, you could use the knives. A tough decision. Are you still with us, Roger? Should I make a call? I'm thinking it might be worthwhile using our guns. Let's fire on them, he says. Okay, so shoot the guards. 192. So, for each 2 points of total firearms, using the pistols at position C, remove 1 of the red cubes from the guards. So, Monique has got 2 points. She removes a cube. Bernadette has only got 1 point. So I would suggest we use our token. Now she has 2. And she takes out the second guard. We have to be decisive on this, don't we? It's all or nothing. So we go to 141. You quickly and silently dispatch the guards. Gathering at the back door of the house, you discover it is locked, and you find no keys on the bodies of the guards. Do we break down the door and launch an assault on the house? Or pick the lock and continue to sneak into the house? What are we going to do? Break down the door or sneak in? Unfortunately, we have got no tokens left now. Our technical, which I'm going to make the assumption that it might be technical that we will need, is 2, is the highest with our star Bernadette. Pick the lock. Okay. 159. So check the highest technical. So we've just got to go with it. It's a 2. So you are unable to pick the lock. The only option is to have to break down the door. Yeah, no good. With several strong kicks, the back door gives way and you rush into the house. The sound will no doubt have been heard in the driveway, but you only have moments to take advantage of the element of surprise. Do you want to look for a position in the house that will provide cover and a line of sight to the entrance so you're defended from any German soldiers? Or do you want to immediately sweep the house for the spy? So, is this prepare a defensive position or sweep the house for the spy? Hopefully, we do have our both of our snipers on Overwatch. I'm hoping we can use them to good effect. Sweep the house. So 1, 2, 4. Check the highest awareness. It's a 2. 1, 2, 7. You haven't made much progress in sweeping the house when you hear German soldiers at the front door. So is there an agent at position D? There is. I'm just going to move these out of the way so I can see the letters. We do have a position D. We go to 102. Alerted by the sound of the breaking door, guards in the driveway move to go inside the house. As they do so, you open fire. So we check our firearms skill at D. And we have a 3. We could use this final firearms token to boost it to a 4. 4 is the highest. We've literally just got those 3 guards to deal with. Do we go all in? It does mean that if there's any surprises, we will have to just deal with them as best we can. But as it stands, there is just 3 guards. I'm inclined to want to use that token. I feel we should remain on the offensive and not give them any opportunity. Use the token. Okay. So we're going to put that with Antoine. He's got now a skill of 4 using the sniper rifle. 154. Okay. Your first 2 shots go straight through a soldier's chest and send his companion scurrying for cover. You shift your sights and wound another just as he's entering the house. So add 1 advantage token to position C. That is good. Remove 1 red cube from the driveway. Move 2 red cubes from the driveway into the house. Oh no. Go to 107. Soldiers burst into the house, guns at the ready. You open fire. For each 3 points of total firearms at position C, remove 1 red cube. For each 3 points. Well, we actually just have 3 points with our 2 operatives, so we move 1 red cube. Now, let's just check something. Bernadette did have a grenade. Discard this card for 2 firearms on any short-range firearms check that does not ask for your lowest or highest. It hasn't asked for our lowest or highest. It's asking for the total, and it's for every 3 points. So, you're asking a question there, Roger. What does the advantage token do? So, advantage tokens... let's just find it here. Advantage tokens can be spent during any check to add 1 to the value of any attribute, skills, or firearms. However, at any point, the text may tell you to discard all advantage tokens. So it's basically, you just got the initiative on people, and in this moment, you potentially have the advantage. So, with that in mind, our natural firearms of the two ladies is 3. You could potentially use this grenade plus the advantage token, and that would give you another 3 points in firearms to take out that other guard. So it's a couple of shots, and it's lobbing the grenade down the hall of this farmyard. How does that sound? Yes, I would say so. You never know, this might disappear. So that's another point. All of the cubes are gone. And there you go. It instantly says discard all advantage tokens. So it's a good job you did actually use it, because now we're moving on and you've lost that advantage. As fast as you can, you sweep through the house, clearing each room. Finally, on the upper floor, you see a shadow move in a room at the end of a corridor. Cautiously, you approach. A squat man with dark hair is standing near a fireplace, his eyes wide in fear. Halo. "Don't shoot," he shouts. "I can give you what you want." His hand reaches into a drawer of a nearby desk. So we have to choose to shoot him or to wait and see what he does. What are you going to do? Wait and see, you say. Okay. You pause, but Halo moves rapidly. He ducks to the side as his hand pulls a revolver from the drawer, and he fires multiple times. You return fire, sending him to the floor in a pool of blood. So we remove the black cube from the house. Give an injury to any one agent at position C with an awareness of 1. Oh, it's poor Monique. Monique has been injured. I think you were a bit too trusting there, Roger. On a chair behind the desk, you find the stolen documents. Draw card 4. We have the documents. Go to the next entry. You hear the rumble of cars. General Nelkin and his entourage have arrived. You need to get away as quickly as possible. Add 4 cubes to the driveway. Do we have 5 tracking points? Nope. We got none of these circled. If you have an agent at position D, we do. 157. The soldiers at the front are heading for the house. You will lay down fire at the entrance to slow down their progress as much as possible. Brick dust erupts around the doorway as your rifle gets to work. So we add an advantage at position C. Remember how you use those? Every 2 points of firearms at position D, add 1 more advantage token to position C. Every 2 points, we got 3 points, so we get to add another one. and turn to 125. If the Germans capture or kill you, they will take back the stolen documents, which would be a disaster. If you want to destroy the documents now to ensure that cannot happen. So, do you want to destroy the documents? Or do you want to continue and try and escape with them? You now have 2 advantage tokens. You just have to get out the house. Let's test our luck and escape. Good man. 140. You run from the room and along the landing, hearts pounding. As you reach the stairs, you hear the main door of the house opening and the thud of boots on the floorboards below. Move all red cubes from the driveway into the house. Oh. There you go. In the house they are. Check the highest awareness plus lowest stealth. So that's a 2. Highest awareness. Yeah. And lowest stealth. 2. That's 4. So this has got bandings 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 6 and 7 plus. You could use those 2 advantage tokens and that would get you up to 6. And as we have already discovered, advantage tokens, you don't retain that advantage for long, do you? Use both. So you're going to go to 6. I think that's a good idea. 2 for 4. With the thudding of boots ringing in your ears, you exit the back door of the house and head for cover. Some soldiers emerge and stand their ground, opening fire as you flee. Do we have an agent at position A? We do. You watch as your fellow agents come running from the house, German soldiers close behind. You need to lay down enough fire to keep the soldiers suppressed while the agents with the documents get to the safety of the trees. For every 2 points of total firearms at positions A and B, add 1 advantage token to position C. So A, 2 points, it's an advantage token to C. Go to 232. You approach the trees, trying to avoid the rain of bullets. We check the lowest awareness and the lowest stealth. Awareness is 1. That's 3. And we could use this to take it up to 4, which is the highest level. I think we probably should, shouldn't we? We're right at the end. We're running for the tree line. Yep, advantage 4. So 2, 6, 9. By some miracle, you manage to avoid all of the incoming bullets. 252. With your lungs burning, you keep running and running until eventually you collapse a long way from any German soldiers. So, we mark this mission as a success. And we turn to entry 152. A week later, you are called before your superior, Sir Oliver Hallows. As you enter, he stands and looks at you with pride. Those documents, he says, list code names and identities for Marquis resistance fighters in the Moret region of France. If Halo had succeeded in passing those documents on, many Marquis would have been located and killed, or worse. You did an excellent job in recovering them. Well done. Thank you, sir, you reply. He nods. Sadly, it is not enough. There is increased activity from the German military and the Gestapo in Moret. The Marquis are being ruthlessly hunted. That is why I intend to send you there. You will form the Magpie Network. You have already stolen something from the Germans, and you're going to swoop in and take the whole lot more. Your missions are likely to include sabotage and direct conflict with the enemy. It will be challenging, it will be dangerous, but I think you are ready. Do you accept? And there you go. Wow, Roger, you did fantastic. You did incredibly well. And I will tell you that you used a different team than what we played previously, and you did different decisions than what we did previously. So in the two games that we played, one failed, one succeeded with one agent dying. So you managed to get all of your agents out, one slightly injured, and with the documents intact. So congratulations, that was well played, sir. Well played. Right, shall I show you a little bit of what's in the actual main game? I just need to move these. Okay, so here we go. In the box, what do we have? We have these three very dense mission books. I'm not going to go through them because they are top secret, but there's a lot there, and what that tells me is that there are many choices to be made within each of these missions. To give you an idea, the mission that we've just done now, there were 4 outcomes. There were many locations that you didn't visit. There were several cards that you haven't picked up. And that was just a very small 1-hour introductory mission. So these are going to have considerably more to them. This is the team sheet, and hopefully you can see this is set up so that on each page you basically have the 3 available missions and the way of tracking various states, your tracking points, night and day, whether you're successful in various objectives. Tells you what your team starts with. And there's a fair few for lots of replayability. So, plenty there. You've got some sealed top secret envelopes. We're not going to look at those. There is envelope X. Do not open until instructed. We're not going to open that. And then we do have a selection of cubes. We've got our tokens that we've already demonstrated in this game. When the box is nicely set out so you can put everything in. We got some mortal wounded tokens there. And then we have selections of cards. We have additional agents, which we haven't used in this particular scenario. But there's a good stack of cards there for us to explore. So there you go. So that is the game. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and very much I am looking forward to getting into the actual main game itself. I have played both Undaunted and Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I've enjoyed both of those games, and I think the union of those two game styles is going to be a lot of fun. So the game itself, as I say, it comes out on the 8th of October in the US and the 10th of October in the UK. You can pre-order it from the Osprey Games website or potentially from your local board game tabletop gaming store. Yeah, love it. Think it's great. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. But that concludes our game of War Story Occupied France from Osprey Games. Roger, you're saying excellent. A couple of our friends could play it together, talking over decisions too. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, all of you get together as a group. I mean, that's the great thing about cooperative games, isn't it? You can all join in together, make decisions. I know that you've really got to look into the cards. There's definitely there's a lot to see in this game, and I think you'll be surprised by some of the things that you can do. But I don't want to expand upon it too much. Hopefully tonight has been a good taster, and then you get to enjoy all of the secrets that the game has to offer when you get to play it yourself. Thursday night, we're going to be doing another Osprey game title. We'll be doing a role-playing game. We are going to be heading to Florence during the Renaissance and taking a look at Gran Meccanismo, which is a clockpunk role-playing game. We are going to be exploring Florence during the time of Leonardo da Vinci. Looking at these fantastic inventions and brushing up with some of the influential characters that were around at that time. So looking forward to sharing that with you on Thursday from 7 o'clock. Hope you'll be able to join me then. But I guess, yeah, have a good rest of your week. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday. But until then, bye for now.